So, good day to our panelists. This is our group on mitigating fraud and risk using COVID-5 with um with credit unions in Jamaica. So first off in our system, in our prototype, we're gonna log in as an administrator. So this person would be like a system admin. This person will be able to view basically what's going on in the bank, a simple dashboard. But they would be restricted from doing other other from using other features in the system. For example, they can't view e-currency, they can't view the loan management, as these drop downs are deactivated for this user. They can't edit none of these. They can do customer management, as in adding a customer to the system. They can't handle investors. It would be just like a system admin to like oversee what's going on. So they can also add roles and admins to add, assign roles to various users. So here we have all roles. So we have the teller. These are what the teller can do. The administrator, what the administrator can do. What the teller supervisor slash manager interface would look like. So these are the privileges of the system admin. So currently now we're gonna log in as an log in as a teller manager. So here we can see that all these options are all available to the teller manager. But here we notice that the admin, it can't do that drop down any at all. So we're gonna first create a user for our system. A user would be, let's say we just want to call that user, let's say call that user test user. And we're gonna add an email. So test@test.com, and the phone number. So it's 876 and let's say 3233322. So status of this account is active. I'm gonna add a password here that can be reset at a later date by the user. So we have two type of verification: email verification and phone verification. So for demonstration purposes, we're gonna say that this user has been verified. So here we go on to verified users. We see that, yeah, this user is verified, right? So can go ahead and view all users. Here, all users that are in our system can view mobile unverified, email unverified. That is if the person hasn't been verified as yet. Branded users, all users. So next thing that we would like to do is to log out of here, and you're gonna log in as that user. So log in. So the person name is testuser.com. So here's the basic dashboard. So firstly, we would like to deposit money into the bank account. Simply like when you'd scan a check for a deposit. So it just hit e-deposit, and then don't mind this logo, it's just for demonstration purposes. So here it say deposit now. So amount we'd like to deposit is, let's say we'd like to deposit a check for 100,000 to this account, so 100. 1, 2, 3. So submit. So basically, like you'd be depositing a check. So it'd say we will be depositing a check. So we'll just add the comments here. The comment would be let's say this is my paycheck. And then here I would add let's say just add an image here. See if I can maybe find a picture here, and so just add an image here. Submit payment. So this hasn't been processed as yet. So who can process this in our system? You may ask. Let's say you just deposited a check and you wanted to contact support to say, oh, yes, I did deposit a check. So say deposit check. So let me see. I just added a check. So let's say your check hasn't been checked off in the required time. You could also use this to send a message to the teller manager so that a check can be resolved. So we'll go in as a administrator into our system now. So here we see online support, open support, and pending deposits up here. So first we'll go to let me see, we'll go to seems like I'm in as the wrong user. Log out. So let's go in as manager. Yeah. So here we are in now as a teller manager. Sorry about that. That was just a mix up. So you said all deposits, and you go to bank deposits, and you say pending manual deposit. So it's a action. You just hit approve. But let's say you want to go ahead and view. No, why is this giving unauthorized? But yeah, something went wrong with the rules right there. But can just hit. Can in the presentation we're up to showing a better demonstration. So you can just hit approve. There you have it. That has been approved. So here you can see that that has disappeared. The bank transaction amount has been upped. So here we have a support request. So you can just say this person is asking about, they just added a check. So you can just say this has been resolved. Submit and remove that from support. Then we then log in as that user now. Then log in as that user now. That user was called test. So going as that user. So here now we can see their total balance has been updated. Right? So transaction history. You can also view the various transactions that has been done, account statement. So here we're gonna go and apply for a loan. Let's say for our system, users are able to apply for a loan online. So for demonstration purposes, just added car loan here. So we said we'd like to request this loan. So let's say we want $600,000 for that loan. So request that loan, right? So that has been sent over to the bank, and then again you can just tech support and say, let's say we want to say like a follow-up on our loan. So it's a request loan status. So you can say I have applied for a loan. Any updates? So we hit submit here. And the message has been sent successfully. So we then move over to the administrator, the manager, the bank managers, the teller supervisor, the person who would approve the loans, should go to support at first. So we see I have applied any status to go loan management. So go to loan request. And here we can see this person can view this and see what the person is requesting. By right, we'd have like the documents and file for this use, and they would be contacted to take in the required documents for a car loan. So the action would be to approve this loan. So next step, we're gonna log back in as that user. So we're gonna log back in as that user. That user was test that for testing purposes. So here we see the total balance changes to 700,000. Latest transaction, that loan has been successful. Can also have fixed deposit packages to add money to the account. So this would just be the basic dashboard of our users. So I'm gonna log back out now. So I'm gonna go in as a teller. So the teller will be able to view dashboard. They can also view the bank transactions. So this was a loan that was processed. So the teller can be able to view that transaction. Table can also able to manage various deposits, handle support, and the basic functionality that they should be able to do. So I think this should conclude it for our presentation. So one may ask, how our prototype links back to COVID-5. So the answer to that would be the reason for choosing COVID-5 as this systems framework is because COVID does, because it's almost a monopoly in terms of governance and management. So indeed, no other framework only focuses on enterprise IT while offering numerous amount of business objectives. This will be further explained in a presentation, but COVID-5 uses a process reference model, meaning that stakeholder needs are transformed into specific goals that into IT-related goals, and finally toward enabler goals that define concrete IT processes. So basically, we're moving from we are in our lit review and in our documentation, we're saying that credit unions in Jamaica are suffering because of COVID-19 and because of a lack of technological transformation. So basically, the need for the new system would be the technology, the stakeholder driver, the stakeholder goals will be what would be needed to this in the system. The enterprise goals would be changed to IT goals and to enabler goals. So stakeholder drivers would be the environmental factors, as I said, technology and the need for evolution or what brings stakeholders' needs in our project due to the COVID-19 pandemic have caused losses to credit unions in Jamaica, as I stated earlier. Also, the transformation of business processes with the aid of transformation of technology. The prototype was drafted and created to solve this issue, that is to have a secure system that can perform most business processes online to minimize the risk of the pandemic and for ease of access of the users. So also stakeholders' needs are to be related to enterprise goals. These goals were weighed and prioritized for the implementation of this prototype. However, this prototype includes the basic functions of what the credit union would do on a daily basis, to name a few: loan management and deposits. So how this relates to COVID-5 principles, so meeting stakeholder goals. So this was done in our prototype by using the stakeholder drivers to create stakeholder needs and then evaluate them to see the best outcomes. Covering the enterprise end-to-end, so COVID-5 covers all business processes that will take place in our prototype and its IT functions. So applying a single integrated framework. COVID-5 was chosen for this framework because of its governance and management, and also how it relates to enterprise goals and business objectives. So enabling a holistic approach, this was achieved in our prototype by taking into consideration the components that interact, such as services, infrastructure, application, people skills, and competencies. Separating governance and management, this was done by using the enabler model that COVID-5 has, as was explained before, with which it transformed from stakeholder needs all the way up to enabler processes. So this would be the end of our prototype recording.